We all love a good conspiracy theory, one that offers 1,001 facts to support theories that otherwise would not hold up. We like them a lot, and maybe it comes from a desire to find answers to things when the most obvious explanations do not satisfy us for whatever reason. Want to know the best ones? Stick around! So, my old sports, this is EdDevelop, where you will find the best scientific and similar curiosities. Subscribe and activate the notification bell to enrich your day every time we upload a new video, and consider our Patreon. Find the link below in the description. Now, it is time for the fun parts. The Earth is flat. It has been called the Queen of Conspiracy Theories. Except that both sides of the debate accuse each other of being just that, a conspiracy theory. And what about the fact that no one has ever fallen off the edge of the disk that is the world? A cursory examination of the map of the flat Earth explains why. The North Pole is at the center, and Antarctica is at the edge of the entire circumference of the Earth. Circumnavigation is traveling in a very large circle around the Earth's surface, the terraplaners explain. But what is this theory all about? The Flat Earth theory states that our planet is not a sphere, as we have been taught, but a flat disk. According to this theory, Antarctica is not a continent, but a wall of ice that surrounds the edge of the flat Earth and prevents water from falling down. Gravity, according to this theory, does not exist, and what keeps us on flat Earth is the force of gravity. Incredible, isn't it? This theory is very controversial and has been widely disproved by the scientific community. In fact, it has been known for thousands of years that the Earth is round. The ancient Greeks had already deduced that the Earth was spherical through astronomical observations, and the Earth's circumference was first measured by the Greek mathematician and geographer Eratosthenes over 2,000 years ago. So why do some people still believe in the flat Earth theory? Well, some people argue that NASA and other government agencies are hiding the true shape of the Earth and leading us to believe that it is spherical. Some groups believe that the flat Earth is a matter of faith and that there is insufficient evidence to prove that the Earth is round. While we know this theory has been dismissed, conspiracy buffs have found a favorite in their arsenal. What do you think, old sport? Our ancestors are not human? Like all stories associated with the UFO myth, the first references to ancient astronauts are found in science fiction of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. We had to wait until 1954 for this literary idea to be seriously proposed by a British journalist and mystery buff named Harold T. Wilkins. If it really happened, how would we know? We can find traces of alien visitation by reading ancient texts in a modern key. In addition, Zechariah Sitchin, thanks to a particular interpretation of history, attributes the creation of the Sumerian culture to aliens referred to in his texts as the Anunnaki, who came from a 12th planet in the solar system, Nibiru. Have you heard of it? According to Sitchin, these Anunnaki came to Earth 400,000 years ago to mine, mainly for gold, and for this purpose, they created a race of slave laborers, the humans. Sitchin claims that the Anunnaki interfered in the lives of our ancestors until their culture was destroyed by a series of catastrophes caused by the end of the last ice age about 12,000 years ago. Seeing that humans had survived and that everything they had built was destroyed, the Anunnaki left Earth, but not before giving us, or at least the humans of the Fertile Crescent, the means to govern ourselves. Need more proof? Some cave paintings, such as those of Tassili in Algeria, are portraits of astronauts in diving gear, or the Mayan tombstone of Palenque in Mexico contains an astronaut piloting a spacecraft with its engines fired. On the other hand, places like Puma Punku and Tiahuanaco in Bolivia, the fortress of Sacsayhuaman in Peru, and the pyramids of Egypt themselves are proof that they were built with the help of extraterrestrials. Why is that? Because they are beyond the technological capabilities of those primitive civilizations. In Puma Punka, writes Donikin, as well as in the mountain above Sacsayhuaman, a technique was used that cannot be attributed to the ancestors of the Indians. Or to put it plainly, the ancients were fools and incapable of any technological achievement. But what do you think? Were our ancestors intelligent? What is true is that these theories have always wanted to disqualify them. What cannot be erased is all this evidence, but we leave it to your discretion. Have you heard of these theories, my old sport? Then leave us a like and share this video with a conspiracy theory fan. Let's keep going. What's in the Earth? Before the overflowing imaginations of writers of today and yesterday filled the lines about these imaginary worlds, there was a man in the 20th century who claimed to have seen the entire worlds behind the icy sheets of Antarctica. His name was Richard Byrd, and although he was a man of strong scientific and military convictions, his apocryphal journals confirm the existence of hidden territories within the Earth's crust. Now, imagine that the Earth is not a solid sphere, but rather a giant cosmic donut with a huge hole in the center. Inside that hole is another world, completely different from the one we know on the surface. A world with its own light, oceans, continents, strange animals, and a different gravity. Incredible, isn't it? But what's behind this theory? I'll tell you, old sport. How do you explain gravity in a hollow Earth? According to the proponents of this theory, the center of the Earth is filled with dense magnetic matter that pulls everything toward the center, creating an internal gravitational force. At the same time, the inner surface of the Earth acts as a floor, and people can walk on it safely. Don't worry about falling into the center of the Earth. And what about the Sun and the Moon? There's an explanation for that too. According to some proponents of the hollow Earth theory, the Sun and the Moon are not distant celestial bodies, but are inside the Earth and give off their own light. Some even believe that there is a giant central sun at the center of the Earth that illuminates the entire interior. But what is inside the hollow Earth? Well, it is said that there are several cities and civilizations inside the Earth, with their own technologies and life forms. Some even believe that this civilization is advanced and has been observing our world for centuries. But why haven't we found any evidence of a hollow Earth? According to some proponents of this theory, the government has been hiding the existence of the hollow Earth for decades and has kept people away from the polar openings. This is why expeditions to the North Pole and South Pole are so limited and difficult to conduct. The hollow Earth theory may sound fascinating, but it lacks scientific evidence and is highly improbable. However, it is always fun to explore alternative ideas and theories, so keep imagining and learning about the world around us, old sports. Why do we exist? Imagine that everything you see around you, your friends, family, work, home, the sun, the stars, everything is actually a simulation created by more advanced beings. Yes, you're in a simulation, just like in the movie The Matrix. This theory is known as the simulation theory and has been discussed by some philosophers, scientists, and technologists for decades. The main idea behind this theory is that the reality we experience is actually a simulation created by a more advanced civilization. How does this work? According to this theory, humanity will have advanced enough to create simulations of reality. These simulations would be so advanced that the beings within the simulation would not be able to distinguish between reality and simulation. So, how do we know we're not living in a simulation? Well, there are some arguments to support this theory. For example, some scientists have found that the very nature of reality seems to be based on information and codes, suggesting that our reality could be a simulation. Hardly credible? I know, my old sport. But how does this affect our daily lives? Well, if we are living in a simulation, then our reality is controlled by more advanced beings who can manipulate the simulation at will. In theory, they could change any aspect of our reality at any time without our knowledge. So what can we do about it? We can't really do anything to escape the simulation, since we can't know whether we are in or out of it. However, some argue that the realization that we live in a simulation should inspire us to live our lives more consciously and not take anything for granted. After all, if everything is a simulation, then our lives have the meaning we give them. Whether the reality of these theories is true or not, the reality is that we should live our lives regardless of which one is true. Has it affected us at any point in our lives? Then it shouldn't make a difference. Which one is your favorite? We'd love to read it. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Old sports, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. See you next time.